We'll pretend we don't know you, my brother laughed. A month later, I received a call from an attorney. Now they want me back, but it's too late. I still remember the way my mother's voice cracked when she said it. Don't come for Christmas. We'll pretend we don't know you. My father nodded like it was a business decision. My brother smirked, proud of the role he played in pushing me out. And me, I sat there silent. My hands were steady, my heartbeat slow. They thought they'd humiliated me. They thought they'd cut me out. They had no idea what they'd started. Back then, I used to believe family was sacred, that no betrayal could live inside the people who raised you. But truth has a way of poisoning illusions. It began subtle. My brother whispering with my father when I walked into a room. My mother's smile tightening when I spoke. Paperwork going missing from my desk. A contract I'd worked years for suddenly redirected. The client advised to deal with my brother instead. It wasn't paranoia. It was strategy. Just not mine. I discovered the proof late one night. Animail left open on my father's computer. My name crossed out. My brother's name highlighted. Words like inheritance, transfer, replacement. That was the night I stopped being their son. I didn't confront them. Confrontation is for the weak. I planned. I learned their weaknesses quietly. My father's company books untidy, riddled with creative accounting. My brother's taste for gambling, hidden behind offshore accounts. My mother's fear of scandal, of neighbors whispering her name. I let them laugh at me, dismiss me, exile me, but while they toasted their victory, I prepared their ruin. When they cut me out of Christmas, I smiled because by then I'd already moved the first piece. I hired an attorney, not for defense, but for attack. I had documentation, recordings, trails they didn't know I'd traced. I'd built a case strong enough to pull the floor from under their empire. One signature. That's all it took. A month later, the call came. Your father's estate is under review. Your name has come up. You may want to be present. I almost laughed. Now they wanted me back. The day of the hearing, I walked in wearing the same calm they mistook for weakness. My brother was already there, pale, sweating. My mother clutched her pearls like a lifeline. My father glared, but behind the glare, I saw it. The flicker of doubt. They didn't know how much I knew. Not yet, the attorney began. He spoke of fraud, of debts hidden under layers of lies. He revealed the gambling debts, the falsified contracts, the properties siphoned off into empty shells. My brother shifted in his chair, his laughter gone. My mother's face drained, my father's jaw clenched so tight I thought it might break. And then the attorney turned to me. Fortunately, Yorson kept records. He's provided evidence that secures the family estate. Without this cooperation, everything would have collapsed. The silence in that room was the sweetest sound I've ever heard. My father finally spoke. You did this? He met his eyes. No, you did. I just made sure the world saw it. My brother muttered, You took my place. I leaned closer just enough for him to feel the knife of my words. No, you handed it Tome. The climax wasn't in their downfall. It was in their realization. The moment they understood I'd been steps ahead, that their betrayal had sharpened me, not broken me, my mother tried one last plea. We're still family. I looked at her pearls, at her trembling hands, and said the truth she feared most. Family doesn't pretend not to know you. When the gavel fell, it was done. The estate secured, their power dismantled, their empire no longer theirs. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't gloat. I walked out the same way I walked in. Calm, controlled, untouchable. That night I sat alone. No Christmas lights, no family pictures, just silence. But it wasn't emptiness. It was freedom. I had taken everything they tried to steal from me, and I had taken it back on my terms. Justice doesn't come from shouting or fighting. It comes from patience, from watching, from striking when the blade is sharpest. So now when they call, when they beg for my presence at holidays, when they want the son they abandoned back at their table, I give them nothing because they were right that Christmas. I don't belong with them, and I never will again.